What's good, future millionaires? We back with another banger. I'm December DeMarco, Fortune 500 marketer, here to share my insights of the market with y'all to hopefully help y'all become better informed investors, man. Salute to y'all for pulling up on the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up like button for the YouTube algorithm. And do not forget to subscribe, man. If y'all rock with me, help me hit that 26,000 subscriber mark. So we got a quick update. I want to help y'all understand what's going on with Shiba Inu, you know, the Shiba Inu ecosystem, the entire crypto market, and basically understanding what's going on right now so you're not, panicking. But let's do this as quick as possible. I'm going to walk y'all through some prices right now. Let's take a look at the overall market. First, follow me on Twitter at December DeMarco. We got, let's refresh this just to make sure we got the most accurate prices. So Bitcoin has slipped back under 29,000. Or excuse me, 30,000. So now I want to take a look at the chart because I want y'all to understand where we could potentially move down to. Right now at that 29 level. So if we look at this low level right there of 26, we can end up going down to that 22,000 level, and also even at 17, around that 19, and at the lowest possibly even it might wick down to that 16 range at a worst case scenario. Now I just want y'all to know the worst side of things, possibly that 19 range, but it points, you see we find support right here at that 17 range, so it could fall right there, and also right here at that 16, around that 16,500 range. That's worst case scenario. Now I want to let y'all know why I pointed that out in a second. Now on a good case scenario, we need to break back above these resistance areas here. So we need to go back above this. Let's see, where are we at exactly? So that 33,000, you see this support right here? This is a key support level. We need to break back above this 33,000. After that level, 37, just about 39, and then 48. Those are our key levels moving back up. But we see something happening with Shiba Inu whales. I want to share 2 articles with y'all just so y'all can get a better grasp of what's going on as well. But we see things happening. We've seen a lot of Shiba Inu whales load up on millions and even billions of dollars worth of Shiba Inu. Now, during this down period, we haven't been seeing those whales buy as much Shiba Inu coin, but what we are seeing them do is hold their positions. Now what that tells us is that they are still bullish on Shiba Inu, but they expect the market could potentially still go lower. Now we got Ethereum that just kind of it found some resistance at that 2150 level around there earlier today. Now it's back under that 2100 level. So what it's kind of doing is, trapping some money in there, giving people that false thought of that is going to go up. And then, right away pulls back and takes that money off the table for those that panic sell. So what we want to do during a time like this is just watch the market carefully, not panic, not jump, too soon. We did catch that dip yesterday. Congratulations to y'all. I did say it was looking like an absolute steal all across the market. We got SHIB yesterday at that 11 level. Now we went back up to the 14 level today, and now we're pulling right back down to around that 13-12-87 level. Now we could, wait to see what happens here. I'm thinking it's going to continue to follow Bitcoin. It's going to continue to follow Ethereum. If we see these drop back under 1900, then we can expect SHIB to pull back as well. Now, here's an article I wanted to share with y'all just so y'all could understand why is the crypto market, going down. Now, aside from UST, Luna triggering a mass, panic, because everybody knows what happened with that. It slipped. It basically, with stable coins, they're supposed to be backed. Like like Tether is actually supposed to be backed 1-to-1 with real assets. UST is not. It's basically an algorithm that's keeping the price at a stable coin price. It's an algorithm basically using arbitrage through trading Luna throughout different exchanges to keep the price at that level. And the algorithm basically broke, which is what caused this to happen. So a lot of people ask me what I think is going to happen with Luna. Do I think it's going to come back? They created a lot of coins, so I kind of think it's going to be hard to come back from this one. I got a couple people, in my community yesterday who threw a couple bucks at it while it was, down, and they caught it on that bounce up and scraped some profits out before it ended up going back down further. But I wouldn't be looking at that one for a long-term play. Maybe you can use it as a extremely risky gamble if you want to throw like some coffee money in there, something that you absolutely wouldn't miss. Then okay, but aside from that, I wouldn't be looking at that one really. But here's an article I want to share. Powell, which is our Federal Reserve chairman, controls basically the money and what's going on with the country. Powell reiterates half-point hikes are likely in June and July. So he's talking about raising interest rates. So he says, here's some key things he says. We're prepared to do more if needed, he tells the marketplace. Says soft landing a challenge and will include some pain. When he starts talking like that, when he uses words like some pain, that is considered being hawkish. That is considered like, giving us a heads up, like things might be looking a little, bad. And that is what causes people to, kind of panic or get a little more conservative and, start to take money from those riskier assets and, go into something more stable. So Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell reaffirmed that the central bank is likely to raise interest rates by 0.5 percentage point at each of its next two meetings, while leaving open the possibility it could do more. So at the next two times that they're meeting, he's basically giving everybody a heads up that interest rates are going to go up. So the markets are correcting. Basically, the markets absorb information instantly. The market doesn't get information and then wait a week or two to process it. That information is priced in immediately. So with them saying that he's pretty sure we're going to raise interest rates over the next two meetings, the markets are pricing that activity or that that information in now. So that's why we're seeing the prices pull back, because when interest rates go up, it becomes more expensive to borrow money. So we see less people take out loans, which is basically them doing that to curb inflation, to slow it down, to make things kind of, get in control, where there isn't just this much money just flowing all over the streets. So they're basically restricting the money flow right now by doing that. And when that happens, people, tend to turn to safer assets. So in an interview with the Marketplace public radio program on Thursday, Jerome Powell made clear his determination to get inflation under control, but conceded that the Fed's ability to do that without triggering a recession may depend on factors outside its control. If the economy performs about as expected, Powell said, it would be appropriate for there to be additional 50 basis point increases at the next two meetings. That's 0.5%. Asked if he was taking a larger 75 basis point increase off the table. Now here's something that's important. He restated his comment from May 4th, from a May 4th press conference, that the Fed wasn't actively considering such a move. So they're not considering taking that potential 75 basis point increase off the table. So he said that is still a possibility. So we could potentially end up seeing 75 basis point increase at the next two meetings if things don't look the way that they feel they should look. So but he added, if things come in better than we expected, then we're prepared to do less. If they come in worse than we expect, then we're prepared to do more. So that statement right there is letting the markets know, like, the Fed is willing to come in and shake things up. And, at least it's not, they're not just surprising us with it. We're getting the heads up. That's why you see smart money in the markets reacting to that now. You got to pay attention to what's going on at a macro level, what the Fed is doing, because that is going to affect the other markets, stock market, crypto markets. We see the stock markets down as well, overall from where they just were this month. Everything's going down. So you got to pay attention to that. Keep that in mind. Don't panic. If you believed in these projects, 6 months ago, a year ago, then, and you believe in the crypto space as a whole, then you should still be bullish. This is not financial advice. Do what you want to do, but I'm just letting you know. So Powell's latest comments come on the day the Senate confirmed him as a bipartisan 80-19 vote to another 4-year term at the helm of the U.S. Central Bank. So he just also got voted in again to do another term, which means he's been doing a good job in their eyes. So we can expect to see, this continue. What he says is basically what goes. So follow his words, try to see how he's talking to determine how the market will price that in. Like if he says something like, results, the markets are, or the economy is doing better than we expected, we actually don't have to increase interest rates as much. We're going to see the markets fly, or at least, raise significantly from where it is right now. So keep that in mind. Not only if he says something bad does it go down, but if he says something good, it goes up. So while his political support is broad, the Fed has been criticized by some investors and former officials for being slow to confront rising prices, stoked by pent-up demand and pandemic-induced supply chain tangles. Those pressures have been made worse by Russia's invasion of Ukraine and COVID lockdowns in China. Powell acknowledged that the Fed probably should have lifted rates from near zero levels before March, when it initiated a credit tightening cycle. If you had perfect hindsight, you go back and probably would have done it better for us. It probably would have been better for us to raise rates a little sooner, he said. I'm not sure how much difference it would have made, but we have to make the decision in real time based on what we know then, and we did the best we could. So here's a key point right here. It says some pain. Powell said the Fed was aiming to achieve a soft landing of the economy in which inflation returns to its 2% target while the labor markets remain strong. But he added that will be quite challenging. So he's saying it's difficult to do that. It's difficult to achieve a soft landing of the economy which returns to its 2% inflation target. He says to pull off, and that the process of doing so will include some pain. So that's what a lot of people are paying attention to, because he's basically giving us a hint without letting us know, things could get shaky. Says the question whether we can execute a soft landing or not, it may actually depend on factors that we don't control, he said, pointing in particular to geopolitical events and supply chain bottlenecks. But regardless, Powell made clear that getting inflation down was his number one priority. So that means he's going to do that regardless of what he has to raise interest rates to. That's why we see the markets correcting so much. Asked at the end of the interview to sum up his thinking in 5 words, Powell replied, "Get inflation back under control." San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly, speaking in an interview earlier on Thursday with Bloomberg News, also reinforced expectations for half-point hikes in June and July. So that's coming up the next months. I expect financial conditions to tighten even more as we march through these rate increases. So you see that right there. They're saying they expect things to tighten up even more. So to even get a little more shakier. Remember, the markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. So if you have, that's why it's important to have stop losses. That's why it's important to plan your trade and trade your plan, because you can say going into it, I'll take profit at this level. If it drops below this point, I'll, either buy more, or if I feel like it's going down too far, I'll close out my position at this level, depending on, what you're doing, if you're using leverage or whatnot. But also, she says, I think we made a good start on them already, but I would like to see continued tightening of financial conditions. So that's just letting us know the squeeze is going to be continued to be put down. And also, with how much the markets have pulled back, we're still seeing Shiba Inu holders hold their positions. Yesterday, Shiba Inu was at an all-time high for this month of holders, which lets us know that more people are still buying the dip. Now, the whales weren't buying the dip, but regular retail investors were taking this opportunity to load their bags. So I just want y'all to know that, things are still okay. If you believe in crypto, you should still be bullish. I'm still bullish. Could we go down lower? Yes, it's possible. Nobody has their crystal ball. But I believe in the next 5 years, crypto will still be higher than where we are right now. That's all we got for this video. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Make sure y'all drop a like on this video. Let's try to get 300 likes, and we are out.